first of all, I want to welcome all of our real comments. This is not a place to prop up unreality or create a unreal kind of expectation. Sometimes several of you have kind of upbraided me when I'm too real about myself. You know, my head's too thick. If I say that too often, some of you guys remind me that maybe I'm not. Uh, so I maybe have been a proponent of this reality, a leader of the pack, maybe. But anyway, I want to say I want to welcome that. So please, 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 because here's the deal. Whatever you're experiencing, there's probably some of that we're all experiencing, at least some levels of it. So it's a part of our growth right now that we're pushing up against areas that we're maybe somewhat frustrated with, would like more. Okay, that being said, our heavenly experience, now let me differentiate between what I perceive and what is. The heavenly reality is much more real than anything we're ever seeing. And so when we say, well, I'm just going to go with I'm going to call it golden imagination, I'm pretty sure that we can't conjure up more than what is really happening in the real world, in the reality. And so I think, like Graham Cook evidently is encouraging you to go for it. So I think we don't have to worry about that, making up too much beyond what's in the heavenly realm. Here's another thing. Humans, of which we are, because we're born in a culture of never maybe being quite good enough, we tend to adopt that mentality, that we tend to diminish ourselves, put down ourselves, or play down what we do experience. And so, we're going to have to fight against that. I have to all the time. It's like I tell several of you, you guys are much more gifted at seeing than I am, for sure. And then we got Karen. She's Susie come lately, and she's only been on in this stuff for a few months, and she's splashing and playing in the deep end, and it's like, golly, that's not fair. No, it is fair. It's awesome. So, we tend to diminish ourselves, and I think we really got to take every thought captive. Just take it captive, God, you're doing a good thing. And I do want to note, even if I need to write it down, in fact, I've got several running tabs on my phone and on my computer of things that are milestones of what God has and is doing in my life, so that I have a date and at least a brief description that I can call it to remembrance. I think that's part of what Paul said to Timothy, fight a good fight with the prophecies that are spoken over you. Well, your experiences are life-giving wells if we don't forget them. So keep them in a fresh place where you can remind yourself, you know what? On January this happened, September this happened, and it's like, oh, by golly, there is progress. And one more thing, Deuteronomy 29:29. Now maybe I haven't seen a lot in heaven, and that would truly be the case. I haven't seen a lot. I've seen a living room experience where I think is my house. I've seen out through the windows. I know what those windows look like. They're a special kind of size and whatever, and there are a number of windows. I've seen just into the yard. That's all that I've seen in terms of my mansion, my house. And so here's what Deuteronomy 29:29 says. The things that are hidden belong to God, but the things that are revealed belong to us and to our children forever. And so that living room, as small as it is the little bit of that I've seen in my house, that part is mine. I can go to that anytime. Some of you have a garden. Les, Holman, you've got a room right behind the throne room that's your personal go-to. You've told me about it a number of times. And you thought it was like pretty lackluster. you thought it was pretty non-consequential, and then all of a sudden you looked out through a window and you saw it was right behind the throne. It's like, hello, I think that's like pretty prominent, pretty cool. So the things that are revealed do belong. So visit them frequently. And in so doing, the Lord may and will expand our borders.